Namaste everyone and welcome back to the Udaipur Architecture Festival Day 2. And hopefully you had amazing thought triggering sessions yesterday with architect Kazumo, with architect Bill, and some futuristic thinking session with architect Sunil Ladda, and amazing origami session with Paul Jackson. We have another beautiful lineup today as well with architect Dean, with continued session of Paul Jackson, Heritage Walk, and then there's this grand finale tonight. So hopefully you'll have like amazing festival vibe going on with y'all. So hello everyone, I'm Amit Gaurav and welcome to the Heritage Walk, where today I'm going to take you through the architectural journey of this beautiful city of lakes of Udaipur. The weather is really present right now, and right now I'm standing in front of this entrance of this huge city palace of Udaipur. So I'll let you know, go through a small story before starting the Heritage Walk. As I always say that every city is born out of a story that is defined by its history, culture and architecture. So when Chittorgarh got conquered by the Mughal emperors, so Maharana Uday Singh Ji too decided to shift the capital of Mewar from Chittor to Udaipur. So this land was clearly one of the most suitable options for the Maharana to select it as a future capital of Mewar. This land had all the geographic ingredients with it. That includes majorly the water resources, easy accessibility, and one of the most important aspect that is of great concern generally is the security. And since this land was completely in the laps of Aravlis, it gave it a niche to be a very secured place to become the capital of Mewar. So this city palace complex, generally it is termed as Rajput architectural style, but it is a fusion of Rajasthani architecture and Mughal architecture. So so that's you have a lot of arches, you know, inspired by both architectural style types, and when you go in. But we are not, this is not where we have come here for. We are not going to explore the city palace complex, but we are here to explore the architectural journey, the architectural details, the life on the streets of this old city of Udaipur. So let's begin this journey. Before that, I would like to also let you know that Udaipur was planned like any other ancient city. It followed the hierarchy principle of God, Lord, and people. So I'll let you know a very interesting fact where when we go further, up the hill. So Udaipur is got all this like it's completely a hilly terrain where you will see like we go further and you'll see, you know, we were climbing further and you'll see many terrains during this heritage walk. So let's begin our journey and hopefully you'll have amazing time while this heritage walk. So let's begin and let's see what's Udaipur's got with it, you know. The planning pattern of Udaipur includes the residential planning as well as the commercial planning. And the residential planning can be segregated further in three parts. One is huge havelis, then there were individual houses, and then there was this third, which is also called community housing pole system. Right now I am in front of this pole system, a community housing, and you can see the main entrance. So community housing used to have a main entrance, a single entrance to the whole housing, and it used to open in the chalk, a huge chalk, and then there were these houses attached to each other in an alignment. So we are going to explore these pole system. Let's go in and let's see what it looks like. This is what it looks like, where they have a huge chalk, a main entrance, and then a huge chalk, and then series of housing. So basically, people from same community or same occupation used to live in this kind of housing. This used to give them a sense of security, because then we didn't have police station or judiciary system as we have today. The only place was the king's court, where it was not accessible to everyone for all small things. So the sense of security made them come into this kind of housing, and it used to be different from the commercial part, where they used to have shops in the bazaars. They didn't used to have commercial aspect in this housing. So this is what pole system is like. So this was not a planned stop here, but we are fortunate enough to, witness this restoration project. And so you can see, so basically it went through some modernization in terms of paint. So they had painted the stone in white, but there is some restoration going on where you can easily see the walls in stones. So typical elements, architectural elements of Udaipur architecture, where they have gokhda, then they have like this ornamentation, arches in stone, small peeping windows, colored glass, so stone chhaja, so and brackets. So these are like typical elements when it comes to Udaipur architecture, and we're gonna explore more in detail when we go further. Yes, let's go on. So you can easily see the old structure and the modernization of this structure. So this space is going through a lot of modernization, but you can easily compare both these structures that's in front of you. How they have changed completely from lime plaster to cement plaster, and many other elements. You can see the chhajas have been changed, and the type of windows, the ornamentation has also changed. Many other aspects have changed during modernization. So we have another beautiful structure here, which has got beautiful peacock brackets, peep-in windows, and typical white and blue color, stone chhajas, and a lot of ornamentation on the walls. This structure is also in stone, but it has also gone through modernization of paint. Like they have painted it white, but it used to be stone. If you clearly see the difference between white and stone bracket over there, and then there are these peep-in windows, stone chhajas. It's also got this commercial shop with it. This is one of the examples of residential housing, where this is example of a housing, individual house of residential planning. So there used to be a commercial shop, and then there used to be an entrance where we will discuss more in detail and further when we go further. Architecture plays an important role when it comes to climatology. It's afternoon and you can see half the road is already shaded. So this is the main road. It's just inspired like rivers or trees, you can say, where there's this main spine or trunk, and then there are these branches to it. So there are these small streets attached to the main lane, and the houses are that close that you can see no sun coming in. That's how important architecture is playing an important role here when it comes to climatology. So we'll go and see such small street where the buildings shadow is overlapping each other, and it's creating this cool effect. It's right now these are it's winter, but in summers also it's the same. So you can feel the shade over in this lane, and it's completely it's very cold. I'm not wearing anything but it's really cold here. Like it's really, I can feel the cold breeze here. Again, you can see gokras, these brackets, small peep-in windows. A lot of things have gone through a lot of modernization, but in a beautiful, it's really beautiful. And then there are these, terrains where you can, climb in like these steps. So a lot of levels over here. So here we have few more examples of restoration where they have tried to restore the stone walls, brackets, and chhajjas. So whatever possible structures, they have tried to restore these structures. So you can see them in series where they have removed the paint from it, and yeah, this is the kind of work they are trying to do, the restoration work. So basically, again, a very visible hilly terrain, going level up towards the City Palace complex. So City Palace complex is where it's on the highest point in the whole Udaipur when it comes to planning of a youth structure. Though there's this Monsoon Palace which is on the highest point, but when we talk about a youth structure, the City Palace complex is on the highest point, and these are the lanes where it's taking, there are houses all around the City Palace except for the lakeside. There's lakeside on the other side, and then other than lake there are a lot of houses around City Palace complex, and this is how the terrain looks like, going towards the City Palace. You can easily see the City Palace dome from this point where it's visible very clearly. Previously, we tried to learn about the planning patterns of residential housing in this old city, and we have already seen the pole system. We have seen individual small houses with commercial space, and now we are going to go through one Haveli, which is the third aspect of residential planning. And we are really grateful to the owner of the Haveli who has allowed us to peep in their private space. So come and let's explore the elements of architecture in Haveli. Let's go. So this is the structure where you can see beautiful stone brackets, chhajjas, peep-in windows, ornamentation on the stone carving, and there are these beautiful paintings. These used to be part of a house when there used to be a wedding, when there used to be a festive season. So these paintings used to play an important role of interior and exterior of a house. So now we are going to get into this house and see what are the spaces like. So this house, Haveli, basically consists of courtyard spaces. There used to be public courtyard, then semi-private courtyard, and then private courtyard, and then there used to be different terraces. So let's explore this Haveli and let's see what's there in there. This is the main entrance to the Haveli. So this used to be the main foyer of the house, where the guest was allowed up till this foyer, and there used to be this huge door to the drawing room. So guests were not allowed beyond this point. I mean, by guest I mean the men. Men were not allowed beyond this point, and only females were allowed to go beyond this point, because this point, now this foyer will open to a semi-private courtyard, this side. So this foyer opens to semi-private courtyard, and you can see a gallery over here, a corridor where there are beautiful brackets supported by beautiful brackets, and there is one attachment to the bracket. You know, it's to hold the railing. It's for the detailing of like holding the railing above the bracket. You know, so it's such beautiful detailing. There are other patterns. If you see, there are bands, you know, over the brackets to give it an ornamentation look, to enhance the look basically. So there's this band of ornamentation just over these detailings. So and there are these rooms on both the sides of the courtyard, and then there's this staircase going towards. We'll get more private, you know, when we climb up the stairs. So there'll be series of courtyards we'll be seeing here. So now as we came up from the stairs, so there's this another foyer which is a buffer space between this semi-private space and a private space. So now we are moving ahead where we have come to a level where there's this private courtyard now, like where you know, it's more of a private space where things like kitchen, washing and everything you know, used to be the core part in these kind of courtyards. So you can just see, though the modernization has taken place, you can see that it has been painted, but these are actually stone brackets, and again railing holding the detail of railing holders, you know. So this is again the same pattern is being run in this house all over. There are other private things like toilets, kitchen, wash areas we have already talked about. So these are the activities, you know. This courtyard gets involved in those kind of activities. But beautiful space, very again shaded and really effective when it comes to climatology. Like I said, architecture plays an important role when it comes to climatology. So these are inner spaces, and you can see how shaded they are. There's no direct sun coming in. Let's go further. So we explored further. So you can see, so basically wall panelings were not the part of interiors previously. It was more of these arches, the arch doors and other things, you know, colored glass, mirror work were the main core, like interior, it used to enhance the interiors of the house basically. And you can also see a very beautiful stone band running in here. So we'll show you in detail. So a beautiful stone band running all over the entrance, also creating a level difference between the corridor and the entrance over here. So this is the living area of this house, and this area is completely segregated. It's a very private space, and it is segregated from the lower ground. We are on the first floor right now, and it's segregated from the guest area to the private area. And you can see you know, a beautiful arch. Like this is a typical Rajasthani arch where this design you can see in Rajasthan. Most of the arches you'll find these kind of arches, and you'll also observe the door. You know, there is arch on this door as well to fix in this arch. So it is something like this, you know. So this is the detail of the arch and the door. So as we go further, you will observe there's a loft. Again, there are brackets holding this loft. This is called Tant in Mewari, and you will find in mostly all the open spaces, you will find such lofts in these areas to store things. And as we go further, like there are these openings over here in this living area to give more exposure to the light and air ventilation. And then we go towards the bedrooms that are attached to these living areas. And you will also notice, like, such legs in the furniture, beautiful carved legs in this bed. And then there's this beautiful chair over here, again carved, and a very old chair. You will see the flooring pattern where they have this kind of kota stone and this kind of work in the flooring. And this is again a very old pattern in this house. So now we have entered into this bedroom area, and you can see it's a small space because bedrooms used to be very small spaces in the ancient times. And again, beautiful interiors, so as I said previously, that interiors didn't used to be wall panelings previously. It used to be about these arches, colored glasses, and peep-in windows. So there are these beautiful peep-in windows. Then there is another arch pattern over here, just on the headboard of the bed. And if you notice the lamps over here, colored glass lamps, again you will find in most of the Havelis you will find such lamps. And so now I'll explain you the concept of this leveling over here. So there's this platform. I'll tell you why this platform is here, why there's this level difference here. So this is a kind of a set out area where women used to sit here, and if you observe, there's this one big window, and then there are these peep-in windows over here where women women are still intelligent. They are intelligent, and they used to be intelligent then also. They used to maintain social distancing. I'm just kidding. But this is how women were not allowed to get involved publicly very often. There used to be a parda system where they used to maintain a distance going in public amongst men. So this used to get followed by women. And so this is how they used to watch out people or the streets from this peep-in window, where nobody used to or was able to see them completely. So this was especially meant for women to peep out on the streets, or whoever guest has come out or going. They used to see everything, the life on streets. They used to see through these peep-in windows, and it's really beautiful. It's again a part of interiors, and it really enhances the whole room or space with its beauty. Beautiful, isn't it? So this is the beauty of a courtyard, where this courtyard, as per climatology, it's the sun is acquiring a very small amount of the area, and rest of the area is all shaded, still shaded, and it's like afternoon, and it's very harsh sun right now, but you can see the most of the area is shaded, and only few of the area is like a very small area is being covered by the sun. So this is another room. This used to be a bedroom previously, but the current owners are using it as a small sit-out or a drawing room, you can say. And again, very like typical interior features, the arches, and a very old Maharana painting, and a Maharana picture over there. And so again, arch, beautiful, like. Yeah, it's really beautiful. You can have a look to these Parvati and Shiv sculptures. These are Gangor sculptures. Okay, I would like to explain you some more detailing of this peep-in window. So basically, if you notice the detailing of this window, it's a miniature of what we have. Proper windows. So it's a miniature style, and everything is miniature. The handles, if you notice the handles, this notch, and then there is this detailing where we have in wood, Then there's this molding that we have in wood in human scale doors. So so beautiful it is. And even the arch, like where when we use it, see it at a human scale, it's used as ventilation, but it is being used with this miniature. So this complete scale, the proportion is exactly of what is there in actual life. So yeah, so beautiful it is. And there's another type of arch. It's same, but with different dimensions over here. Another miniature window over here, and this arch entrance. And there's this area where currently they have converted into a dining space, and you can also observe the light. This is the beauty of this colored glass that has been put here, and it is again creating an intense interior part. Like, so you can see the green light falling onto me or this space basically. So again, beautiful. So this is the dining area. And we have photo frames or painting frames around the wall, and we have this kind of niche in the walls and storage, and again this arch pattern over here. Yeah, so this is the connection between drawing room and dining space over here. So do notice the door heights. So when I climb here, it's like it's really low. And there's this very narrow corridor over here where only one human can fit, and there are these small peep-in windows again where I can overlook the courtyard over here and the terrace as well. So different levels, I can see the ground floor, first floor, and then the terrace above. Interesting. And now, so we are going to enter another terrace area, or you can say courtyard area, with a different. It's again a very private courtyard space basically. So we have come to another level now. A beautiful terrace and overlooking the another private courtyard that we had seen previously downstairs. Here you can see a different kind of artwork where there are jalis in these arches, so you can see beautiful different patterns of these jalis over here. Open space, semi-open space, where there was this courtyard and then this semi-open space, and then there are these rooms over here. So yeah, so now we'll go head towards the terrace. So I'm on this terrace now, and I can see a beautiful view of and levels of how the houses are laid here. You can see the different levels of the houses, going to this low to high terrain, and the backyard, the backwards. There's nothing visible over here, but it's all visible over here. I can see all the terraces from different houses. So now how like Udaipur is, like the old city has got this hilly terrain all over, but climatology, it works well for this city and for the streets as well. Let's try to go further. Let's see what's there in here. A great play of levels, or terraces at different levels. Amazing. The courtyard down there is completely shaded, and there's this sun coming onto this terrace. So yeah, levels playing with sun and shadow. So this was the beautiful Haveli we went through, and it belonged to the Chartered Accountant General of the province of Mewar state, and it's 150 years old. So let's proceed further for some more information on architecture around. Now we'll go to the Jagdish temple. We'll explore what's in a temple when it comes to architecture of Udaipur. Let's go. There's this one beautiful entrance to a house completely in stone. This is a colored stone, like they have colored it black, but it's completely in stone, and beautiful gokhra with a chhaja and beautiful entrance. So now we have come to a very important junction. It's called Jagdish Chowk, and here we have a 450 years old Jagdish temple. And if you remember, I had told you when we were down there near City Palace gate, I told you that I will discuss, let you know one important fact when it comes to hierarchy. So basically, gods, lords and people. So this was the place for God. So God has to be on the highest point. But here the situation was where the palace is meant to be on the highest point. So what was the solution to it? The solution was, you can see these stairs where they have taken the plinth level quite high. If you see the plinth level, it's quite high. If you see the buildings around, the plinth level of this temple is quite high. So this is how they took Jagdish temple and made it to took it to the highest point, more than the City Palace area. So this is how they managed to keep the hierarchy maintained by taking the plinth up by this level. So this way goes to the City Palace. This is the main entrance to the City Palace. The entrance we were standing some time back was the second entrance, and this is the main entrance to the City Palace area. So yeah, and now we will head towards. So I think we have learned a lot of things about the structures. Now let's go and relax ourselves with some lakeside stuff and discuss lakeside architecture with it. Let's go towards the lake. Again, narrow streets, shaded streets, comfortable, pleasant environment or climate for anybody going around or roaming around these streets. It's quite pleasant here. If you haven't realized, let me tell you that we are almost just a few meters lower than the Jagdish temple. And when we had seen previously the Jagdish temple, the plinth looked so high, so many stairs, but we are almost only a few meters lower than the Jagdish temple right now. So we have climbed a lot. Most of the structures here have modernized, but still they have maintained the typical architectural elements like arches, small windows. So still they have maintained that kind of architecture with these structures. So we have started seeing the water now, and it's a beautiful entrance to the Gangor Ghat. This is Gangor Ghat, and you can already see this beautiful arches, huge gates, and mirror work on the above floors with balconies, brackets, and beautiful artwork. A lot of paintings over there depicting elephants, animals, like a lot of animals over there, peacocks, and then other glass work. So let's get in to know more about Gangor Ghat. So we have finally reached to Gangor Ghat. This is where it's a relief to your eyes after a lot of structures. We see a lot of water here, and a beautiful Gangor Ghat gate where all the arches and the columns are made in marble. This is a marble structure over here, and then above that there is this lot of paintings and mirror work with gokhras over here. So there's this interesting story about Gangor Ghat. So why this is called Gangor Ghat? Because there is one festival we still celebrate every year over here, is Gangor Festival. So where so there's this story of Gangor Festival where there is union of Shiv and Parvati. So people celebrate that union, and last day the king comes here in the Gangor boat and addresses the people from this ghat. So that's the reason it's called Gangor Ghat. So basically this ghat in ancient time, it was used in various ways. So there used to be bathing, there used to be washing. So it was completely for like a public platform where people used to perform daily basis things over here, bathing, washing, and lot more. So basically this ghat also used to be an interactive space between the king and the local people. So everyone couldn't access the king's court for anything, or there was no interaction between king and common people in the court. So this is where the interaction used to happen, where they used to maintain this hierarchy, and the king used to come in the boat and interact with common people over here, and he used to listen to people and have conversations with people. So has a very great importance in that way. It used to have importance then, and it still has that kind of importance. So if you see buildings around, you can see typical Rajasthani architecture all around here, with a lot of which most of the structures have converted into hotels. Then there is this small island over here, and then there is this Lake Palace Hotel over there, which was again a palace built. It's a 300 years old palace over there. So lot of surroundings are very obvious in terms of Rajasthani architecture around here. So there's one more building structure over here just besides the Gangor Ghat, is the Bagor Ki Haveli. So this Bagor Ki Haveli used to be basically meant for the first Prime Minister of Mewar State. So it was constructed for the first Prime Minister of Mewar State, and it's a very beautiful Haveli. We are not gonna go in, but it's a huge Haveli with various courtyards, various terraces in it, various segments where for separate spaces for men and separate spaces for women. So a lot of architectural elements, filled with a lot of architectural elements there. So this is Bagor Ki Haveli. Again, a lot of stone work here. So it was just alongside the Pichola lake. So let's go towards the other ghats and let's explore the city palace, the complete view of city palace complex from there. Let's go ahead and let's see what's there.